guys, this is Katie and today I'm going to talk to you about how to save money on your trip. Let's face it, no matter what your budget is, you probably want to save some money on your trip. You don't want to be spending too much. You don't want to be spending more than actually you need to. So today I'm going to talk to you about the best tips we have to saving money on your trip so that you can use your money to travel even more. By the way, if we haven't met before, my name is Katie, and on this channel we like to share travel vlogs and travel tips. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure you hit subscribe. Anyway, let's jump in and talk about accommodation. Tip number one, check the location. Now, everyone will tell you that you need to try and stay outside of a city centre because those hotels are cheaper, but if you are staying somewhere for only a few days, you are much better off staying inside of a city, seeing the city when you can. Yes, it's going to cost you more to stay inside that city, but you're going to save the money on transport that it would have cost you getting in and out of a city. Number two, check for budget hotels. Now, every continent in the world has some form of budget hotel. For example, in America, you might have Ecno Lodge. In England, I know we have Travel Lodge. There is always some type of budget hotel chain in most of the countries around the world. So make sure you find out what those budget companies are in your destination. Check their website, check their sales, and see how much those types of hotels are going to cost you, because more often than not, they can actually be more cost efficient than a hostel. Number three, collect points. Now, this is mainly for those people who are traveling a lot, but if you like to travel and you like to stay in more luxurious hotels, a lot of those big hotel chains have point systems. So get yourself a membership card, collect those points, and then you can use those points later on for hotel stays, but also upgrades as well. My next tip is check Airbnb. Now, some people are a fan of Airbnb, some people aren't, but this is a great option if you're trying to save money, especially if you're staying somewhere for a long period of time. Not only can you save money instead of paying for a hotel, but especially if you get like an apartment with some type of kitchen area, you can cook yourself your own meals and save money on food and eating out as well. My next tip is once you have found your chosen accommodation, call them. I know that sounds crazy, but call them or email them and see if they can offer you an even better price. And my last tip, once you have found your chosen accommodation, follow them on social media. Follow them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter. Often these companies will post their sales on social media, so you can keep an eye out for your favorite hotel, when it's on sale, when you can get good deals. So keep an eye out and check them out on Twitter or Facebook. Next, we're going to talk about transportation. Now, this is probably the most expensive part of travel, especially if you are traveling far away from where you actually live, but we're going to break it down. We're going to save some money. So first of all, flights. Let's talk about flights, because flights really are often the most expensive way of getting anywhere. Now, for us, we like to compare flights on Skyscanner. That is our chosen comparison website. We go onto Skyscanner, we choose the best deal that we can find, and we also check out the airline directly to see if they've got any deals on there. But we also check out Momondo. Now, Momondo is very similar to Skyscanner, but it will compare prices over a time period. So if you're not really that fussed about what time of the year or what time of the month that you're visiting a place, you can check it out and see, actually, is it cheaper to fly this week or next week? There's a really good comparison graph on there that you can use to get the best deal. Now, when you get to your city, there are a few different ways that you can save money to travel around the city or the destination that you're in. Obviously, public transport, general rule of thumb, is the easiest way and the cheapest way of getting around a new place. So whether it's buses, whether it's subways, whether it's a metro, try and get your head around that public transport system, because generally speaking, it is going to be the cheapest way to get around. Another way that we save money is to travel in the off season. So for us, I'm actually a primary school teacher. I work at an international school in Asia. We are very restricted to having to travel during school holidays. If you are not restricted, travel in the off season. Check your own school holidays. So if you're living in England, check the British school holidays and check your destination school holidays as well. And make sure that you are traveling outside of those school holidays. Make sure you're traveling in those low seasons so that you can get the best deals, not only on flights, but you can also get the best deals once you are here. Another tip when it comes to transportation is traveling slowly. Now, this is very much a tip for Asia. If you are traveling Asia, try to travel as slow as you can. Realistically, you can save a lot of money by getting a train or getting an overnight bus and choosing those slower options. Those are generally a lot cheaper than if you are going to fly to places. This kind of works across the whole world. I notice it a lot in Asia. So for example, a flight from Bangkok to Vietnam will be, I don't know, say like $60, but often you'll be able to get a train for half the price. So it really does depend. Compare those prices, but choose the slower options if you are really traveling on a budget. Another flight tip, try to travel on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Yes, I'm not sure why, but for some reason this is a general tip that's actually really helpful. If you travel on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, often flights will be slightly cheaper because they won't be as busy. So you can get some better deals if you try and travel in the middle of the week rather than a Monday or the weekend, because that is when flights get really, really busy. One last tip when it comes to transportation, if you are a student, go and check out STA Travel. You can get some really great deals, especially if you are a young student and you want to travel for the first time. Head over to that website. You can get some really good worldwide flight tickets. I know one of my friends traveled the world, like she went to Bangkok, and then she went to New Zealand, and then she flew around to South America. You can get these really good world round tickets for really good prices, so make sure you check them out. Now let's move on to food. Now food for me is one of the reasons I travel. I love trying the local food, but it can be expensive depending on where you are going. So let's save some money when we talk about food. So my first tip when it comes to food is eat locally. I know here in Bangkok you can get some really good street food dishes, some noodle dishes. You can get some amazing food here in Thailand, and it is so cheap. If you want to get yourself a pizza, if you want to get yourself a burger, if you want to go get yourself an Indian dish, they're also really good, but they're double the price. My next tip when it comes to food is cook yourself. So this is really helpful if you're traveling for a long period of time, but like I said before, get yourself an Airbnb or rent out an apartment or get yourself a hotel that has some type of kitchenette, then you can cook your food yourself. We love when we're traveling with somewhere for a week or two, we like to try and cook food ourselves. First of all, it can be a lot cheaper, but also it just gives you a bit more variety. It means that you don't have to go out for dinner every night, especially if you are working and traveling at the same time. Those are really good ways to save money. Alternatively, most hostels and hotels will have a microwave. So depending on where you are in the world, I would suggest you go to your local convenience store that's near the hotel and you can pick up yourself a microwave meal, ask the hotel to ding it in their microwave. If you're in a hostel, they often have shared areas where you can cook that yourself. I know it's not glamorous, but if you're trying to save money, especially if you're like just having a low-key day, go to a convenience store, get yourself a microwave meal or pick up a sandwich, get some baguettes. I know when we were in France, we loved going to the local bakery, picking up a baguette, some ham, some cheese, and just making our own lunches as well. It meant that we saved a lot of money when we were out touring and exploring. And that leads me on to my next tip. Carry snacks. Now whether it's a cereal bar, whether it's a sandwich that you've made that morning, whether it's a packet of crisps, whatever it is that you like to eat, make sure you try and bring some with you, especially if you're out for a long day. My next tip is to have a big lunch. Now often restaurants, especially in places like Europe, will have a set lunch menu. This is often a lot cheaper than the set dinner menus. If you get yourself a set lunch, you can save a lot of money by having a big lunch and then a smaller dinner, because generally lunches are a lot cheaper in restaurants than dinners. So that is one tip. If you want to eat in those nice restaurants but you don't want to pay dinner prices, go at lunchtime. And my last tip for food is make sure you avoid tourist areas. So like I touched on before, if you're going to the Eiffel Tower, you do not want to go to a restaurant that is anywhere near the Eiffel Tower. It's going to be double the price. So when you are out and about, bring snacks, bring lunch. If you are going to stop at a restaurant, go and try and walk a few streets away from a major attraction, because you'll often find that one, it's nicer, two, it's cheaper. Look for where the locals eat. So like that's always what I would suggest when you're traveling, is try and find where those locals are eating and go there, because you know it's probably going to be good quality. Now my last section of this video is attractions. Now obviously that's really the main reason a lot of us travel, is to go and see things. We want to go and see the Statue of Liberty in New York. We want to go see the Grand Palace in Bangkok. That's why we've traveled. But I'm still going to talk to you about some ways that you can save money and still see a lot of things in your chosen destination. So the first one sounds obvious, but not everyone does it, is look for free attractions. Now every city has some form of free things to do, whether it's museums, whether it's parks, whether it's walking tours. Often you will find, especially in the major cities, that there is something free for you to do and enjoy and experience. And more often than not, it can be really fun. So definitely check out, look for blog posts online about your destination, find those free things to do there and get exploring. Then you can save some money but still see the place that you are visiting. Another tip is look for city cards. Me and Callum have always used city cards, especially when we go to cities in America. You can get yourself like a smart destination card or a city card, and you can save money on going to attractions. First of all, it's great because you save money, but I actually also find that especially in places like America or Europe, it means that you can skip the queue. Often you don't have to line up for a ticket because you have the city pass, so you're saving time. But thirdly, it's just great to have, because not only are you saving money, you're saving time, but it's also giving you an idea of what there is to do. So when you buy your card, there's going to be a list of attractions on that card that you can see, actually I didn't know about that, I'll check that out, it's included in my card. Often as well, you will find that these cards come with a bus tour of some sort. So it means that you can do like a jump on, jump off type bus and save some time, save some money, save money on transport as well. So definitely have a look at the cards, see if there's some type of card in your chosen destination. And my last tip for attractions is to have a look online. Companies like Klook, I think that's how you pronounce it. In Asia, for example, Klook have some really good prices for attractions here in Asia. So if you want to go to the Art in Paradise here in Bangkok, for example, you can get 20% off your ticket if you book it on their website. We always use those types of websites if we are somewhere that we know that you can get tickets for online. I will leave a few links in the description below of similar companies, so that if you're not sure, if you want to have a look at seeing if you can get discounted tickets or discounted tours, go and check those out, because I find them really helpful and you often can get discounted tickets instead of having to pay at the door. And that kind of covers it. That's all of the ways that we use to save money when we're traveling. One extra thing that I will mention though is Top Cashback. Now we use Top Cashback all the time and it is amazing. So basically you go onto Top Cashback and you can search the website that you're going to book your tour on, your trip on, your travel on, and you can get money back. So it's basically like a commission website almost, but if you're booking like a flight on Skyscanner, you get a certain percentage of that back. If you're booking on booking.com or Agoda, any of those types of websites, you can get money back. It also works for like if you're buying clothes online or if you're buying electronics online. There's lots and lots of shops and stuff like that on there, so check out. I will leave the link in the description below, and actually if you use our link, I believe you get some money as well. So if you do want to have a look at that and get some money back when you're booking your big travels, then make sure you do. We actually used it the first time around when we went to Asia. We booked everything via that website and we used all of the money back to buy Callum's first DSLR camera, so you can definitely make some good money on it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like it, please make sure you give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more travel videos, and until next time, stay creative. Bye.